At this point in time, again, how deeply does this run beyond what's going on in the high halls of power, at the local level, in your daily life? What is it like?
It is very deep. But, you know, you run into it in hospitals, in some schools. Politicization is another huge issue. It's inescapable. And the other thing that's inescapable is the huge fortune amassed by people who have worked only in the public sector. And many of the leaders of really different parties, not just the Social Democratic Party, but including the leader of the Social Democratic Party, are very wealthy. And they cannot possibly justify those fortunes. On the EU's pressure mechanisms, I am very much in favor of keeping them. And if you actually go back and track the development of the anti-corruption system in Romania, you will see that the Anti-Corruption Department, the National Integrity Agency, the General Directorate for Anti-Corruption, and the Ministry of Interior, they all owe their existence and to some extent their consolidation to very direct external pressures from the EU. And even this particular mechanism, which was basically invented for Romania and Bulgaria, it had no precedence in the EU practice before this, is needed even today. It has no teeth. There are no sanctions, direct sanctions that go along with the mechanism for cooperation and verification. But it does create public pressure. It does allow civil society groups, regular citizens, opposition parties to say, we're not on the right track. We need to be very careful about continuing the fight against corruption. And I was very happy to see that the report had already reflected the somewhat unfortunate abusive use of these emergency ordinances, or the intention to use emergency ordinances to seriously curtail anti-corruption legislation. And just one last point here, no serious legal expert will argue in favor of these changes. It is not a matter of gray, you know, it's black or white. You look at every single article, Article 297, point number 1, and you see clearly that the punishment for misuse of power is significantly reduced. It is completely forgiven under this arbitrary threshold of 200,000 lei that nobody can explain. And the other problem is that by reducing the sentences down from 2 to 7 years, down to 6 months to 3 years, you also reduce the prescription, right? So basically there are cases that if they're not opened and solved in a shorter amount of time, it's gone. They're out, and they will continue to be corrupt, to amass these great fortunes, and to govern really arrogantly without any kinds of ties to the regular people.